October 12th, 2022. They're having a big showman whatever in California today for this Super Bowl 56, I think. I'm in the lower 48, but I'm in New York. I've got Iber Siberian weather. Snow. Even though they're melting and they're hot as anything, they got high winds, I hear, in California. The weather was reporting. It seems like the whole track and field division of the Summer Olympics, totally different landscape than the Winter Olympics, being in a bubble of something different, has done something, or they're celebrating some victory of some sort. Meanwhile, I'm still being held captive in rock, paper, and scissors. I'm late for dinner, the only one of this life frame in machine mechanics terms of timing mechanic and celestial soulless body. And that's solstice body, not soulless body. Although, again, I don't want to get into semantics. I'll do that with brass tacks. I'm not really doing that with whatever humans. Let's think about this. I realized I said before, I mentioned something, one of the headlines said Bush people, B-U-S-H, and then I'm like thinking about it and it's playing in my head. I mean, again, I'm a Leo, an L-E-O. I'm a lioness, is what they say, but my land territory happens to have bobcats, not lions. So that gets confusing, but lions is spelled L-Y-O-N-S, and then L-I-O-N-S for accounting in accord. Again, like, I'm still, like, just at abacus level. Like, LL Bean counter, give me a washboard with a string across and some beads, and I'll just account, I'll tally it over, I'll move to the right, to the left, on an abacus. Why do I need paper and pencil? Why do I need these magical, fanciful machines? That's what the wizards are for. I'll just take an abacus and move, and then keep it on a shelf and whatever. But it's not even that clear in this area. So, if I think of it, I mean, Benjamin and I used to tape on our DVR Big Cat Diary, because his big thing is when he graduated high school, he wanted to go to Africa and he wanted to see the lions, the big cats, live. And I said I would try to save up and take him there for his high school graduation. Never happened. Never had the money to be able to do anything for him in that type of whatever. But on the show that we watched, which we vicariously lived with Ben on one side, Daniel on the other, and Alexander right in the middle, in a snuggle nug of snug as a bug in a rug. Watching Big Cat Diary, they had leopards, cheetahs, lions, and they used words that were different than the English words I use here. They call it a game reserve. They call the game, being the animals, being the lion, the cheetah, the tigress, or they don't have tigers, but whatever is out there. And then there is the people that work these things. I believe they still call them the bush people. I don't know why. It's just that's the phrase that they use for their park service people, I suppose. I mean, they don't call it a park, or maybe sometimes they do. They're usually called reserves or wild game reserves, or I don't think they have national parks. That would get very confusing if they allowed such a term on a different continent. That's why normally they say pick a completely different parallel process, whatever. Canadian, lower 48, North American, whatever, for that one. I mean, then, to add insult to injury, in paradigm shift and paradox and parallel of the track and field of the Summer Olympics kids, since there's been some kind of underground flow of people, unexpected as far as I was concerned during this life frame, that look awfully Bush like. Then they even put in a United States of America president named Bush. But being in North America, we don't know those layover terms, so it really didn't mean much. But it has become. Then they fought some war in Afghanistan with a different Bush looking like people. And then they moved them into where my national park area is. Little confusing. Why, as Freya, goddess of love, right, within its certain limits of one man and monogamy. Why I have not been given my, let's call it a, without the man, because I don't know what Joe Montana looks like, but I think he's a white guy. So let's just call it like Joe Montana marriage of, not him, but, because I don't know what he looks like. Again, he's one of those celebrities I guess I could Google now. But I'm on pretty much set like rabbit ears if it comes on the television. Then, but on the radio, I don't really, again, they say the words, they say the sounds, they make a construct, but without visual recon, it's very difficult to make concrete, analogous, whatever. So I don't know what the kiddos in the America or the United States of America or the United States, like what are they doing? Because I know there was some turmoil going on in Africa. And then some of them wound up here. I don't know how. And then it seems like the fight that they were having over there that we don't know about started appearing in the headlines, the schools, and all over the place. Music, now television. I mean, it's been like a real, where, like, you did Big Bang, pshoo, that's the beginning of our universe. I arrived in star 1978, currently in year 43, after being hunted, stalked, drugged, tranquilized, like a game animal, unsuspecting, might I add, waiting for just the proper husband, one, for monogamy, at Joe Montana level of, can you get me out through Montana if New York's Northeast becomes too gamey? I had nothing to do with it. So now here we are in, how does that work? How do we inform the kiddos of what they've partaken in? Who knew about it? Who continues to fight for all the wrong things? I'm like thinking to myself in the shower, I'm like, okay, so I've got me, I've got my kids, and I had a whole lot of people I thought in this area and in the states just to my north that were happy with being married to the correct scenario. Why would anybody sign up to defend whatever they're not and give a leg up or a hand out to something else gaining advantage and completely decimating your own kind. I don't get that analogy and that thought pattern. I never have. I mean, again, I'm set in my ways. I'm like, I really need to protect my kids, the ones that I did not plan for, did not ask for, and they're to everything that's wrong in this world, in this illusion with these delusional people everywhere, and this delusional situation erupting. I kept them in the house. I really didn't want to have to explain to brass tacks when the machine goes off. Why now, next gen that I didn't ask for? Like, it's not a crime of astrological, cosmological, although I'm sure that at some level they're already preparing something. I didn't bring them in to this mess. I didn't even want to arrive, but here we are with Lynn. So now I'm just curious. So now there's this Bush thing going on, and then they gave Bush 2 terms. Plus, he was head of something called a CIA. That's why I'm like, mm-mm. It's like, I mean, is that the Canadian International Authority? Is that the Chinese International Authority? Is that, I mean, like, Colombian International Authority? I'm a little confused. Because there's like a whole lot of changes going on. And I'm already documenting the health that my person has taken. I mean, and I can already see that by equinox and galactic standards, forget like the landscape, but the mother of nature, which I am integrated into, I mean, it's like there's problems. I know the humans know. I don't know why they are just. I mean, I have floaters in the back of my eye that galactically line up if I, an advanced race of beings, know how to align it within physicality of the illusion in order to get delusional husband somewhere that I was pre programmed for before I got captivated inside of this illusion with the wrong delusion taking and unfolding. I mean, it's like, how do I explain that to all area human? Why did I have to? I thought there was providential prowess somewhere and like a religious based off of this. I'm just like, the religion is based off of my safe retrieval and being brought into safety of my people. Why am I left out on the Fidelis amongst the United States of varying levels of bush people? And bush people that are geopolitically charged and want to conquer and concur with one another and wind up here. And I'm like, whoa, uh, we don't even speak the same French, the same English. Your words are a little more sophisticated. That seems like you've been building for a while. So now what? It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxies, broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.